and welcome to obviously a new kind of video. When I started this channel, I promised you guys cooking videos and I haven't done any yet. So it is with great pride that I say welcome to a brand new series. I don't have a snappy name for it, so we're just gonna call it video game recipes. Something like that. So as the name suggests, I'm gonna be making recipes from various video games. For right now, I'm doing Dreamlight Valley, Stardew Valley, and Sims 4. That could expand. Maybe it'll expand into pop culture. I don't know. But for today, we are starting with a Dreamlight Valley recipe. We're gonna be making Buñuelos. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. So I've got a recipe pulled up here on the side and I've linked it down below. I'm gonna do actually a quick preface. This is the poor college students version of Buñuelos. I don't have cassava flour and I don't have any fancy cheese, so we're using some old mozzarella. So if this tastes bad, it's not the recipe's fault, it is my fault for being a low tax bracket. So, all right, so we need to combine our flour. Like I said, I don't have cassava flour, I'm using just plain old all-purpose flour. Half a cup of cornstarch. Now, for those of you uninitiated, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler for Dreamlight Valley. Buñuelos are something you make with Mirabel. It isn't her first initial friendship quest, it's one of her later ones. It's how you make friends with other people in the valley. All right, put my cheese in there already, and then we need some sugar. Let's see, we need 2 tablespoons. So, when Mirabel first comes to the valley, we do an initial friendship quest for her to help heal Casita. I can't remember exactly what we do, but we have that. And then once you get to a level 3 friendship with Mirabel, you have a new quest that you need to do where she comes to you and she talks about these buñuelos, this recipe that her mom makes, and she wants to eat it again, but she can't quite remember what the 4th ingredient is. So we go on a little journey, do some trial and error with our cooking to figure out what that missing ingredient is. Once we figure it out for her, she wants us to make more and bring it to some people in the valley. I think we bring some to Scrooge McDuck and Mickey and basically all of the main characters. Okay, baking powder. So this is a pretty fun recipe. It's got some good story significance too, and it sounded pretty good and it sounded pretty easy to make for a poor college student. So it seems like a good recipe to start with. Okay, butter. Buñuelos are basically just little fried cheese fritters. They're super simple to make. They don't have a lot of ingredients. We're gonna be frying them on a smaller scale than this recipe suggests. I'm not gonna put 5 or 6 in a pan at once, just because this is not my kitchen. I'm living with my aunt right now and I don't want to stink up her kitchen. So I'll be frying one at a time in a very small pan of oil. So mix it together until it looks like that. They obviously used some kind of other cheese, like feta cheese or something. Next up, we need to bring the dough together with our milk. Okay. All right, so then bring the dough together with the milk. So it should have a Play-Doh texture. I haven't done a ton of deep frying in my life. I've done it maybe once or twice. I used to work for this guy who was a caterer for very fancy rich people. I did a decent amount of deep frying for him while I was there. He was Indian, so we made a lot of Indian food. But now as an adult, deep frying is so messy, and I don't like that it stinks up everything in the house, and it stinks up all your clothes, and then it gets in your hair. So it's been a minute. I think the last time I deep fried something was when I was making beignets. I don't know how to tell you this, but this is not Play-Doh texture. This is very dry. Let me just try and mold it into one of these balls to see. It's fine. The rest of this is very, very dry though. But well, this is what we're going with. I'm just gonna have to roll them very tightly. So I'm gonna wash my hands real fast. Okay, here's our saucepan. It's pretty small. Again, I'm trying to use less oil and I'm trying to make less of a mess. Okay, while that oil is heating up, so I've worked this one a little bit more and it's definitely more of a Play-Doh texture now. So I'm gonna work a couple of them just to get like this. So I really don't want them to fall apart as soon as I put them in the oil. That is pretty much exactly the opposite of what we want to happen. Okay, so maybe I need to work the dough as a whole. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try working the whole dough a little bit more and just kind of, I guess, warm it up a little bit and get it to the right texture, because this is what we need it at in order to fry it. And right now it's crumbly. So I'm gonna work with this for a bit and I'll come back to you. Okay, so here's where we're at. I did cheat a little bit. I added a little bit more extra milk because it was still dry. I think something about the egg or the type of butter I did, or maybe even the almond milk I used, just it didn't get enough moisture. So I added a little bit more, and that is about the texture that we want it. There aren't a lot of cracks, and the cracks are where the oil will seep in and pull the dough apart. It's the same concept with baking. If you have a cookie ball and there's a huge crack down the middle of it, when you put it in, it's just gonna split apart. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can. So this, I think this will hold up better frying. So let's see if our oil is ready. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm gonna do one to start and then see if I need to turn up my oil at all. So here are all of our Buñuelos all ready to be fried. I'm gonna go ahead and toss another one in. Let's do one of these, the ones made with the better dough. And I don't have a little nice oil thing, so I'm gonna put it in with my fork. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And it definitely doesn't look like the pictures, but there are lots of reasons for that. I mean, a lot of the food I used was pretty old. I think it is time for a speedy frying session. Okay, here are our finished Buñuelos. Compared to what they look like in Dreamlight Valley, they don't look awesome, but they look pretty good. Okay, that one was cut in half because I needed to make sure it's cooked on the inside. Let's see if we can get a cheese pull here. Actually, I'm gonna pick one of the ones that isn't quite as burning hot. Let's see. Not really, not a great cheese pull, but that's fine. It tastes pretty good. I think it could have used some salt and maybe some other seasoning, but I'm gonna eat the rest of these. I'm gonna eat them. It's pretty good. And it's crunchy on the outside because you fried it. And it was relatively easy to make. I would give this recipe, give it like 4 stars. Also, it may just not have enough flavor because I didn't do it right. I didn't use the best ingredients. Maybe it would have tasted better if I had used cheese that wasn't 10,000 years old, but for what I put into this, the crappy ingredients I put in, this is pretty good. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that first episode of our new series. I'm so excited to see where this goes next. I already have our next one planned. I'm excited for you guys to see it. I'll catch you on Saturday for our second part of playing Zoo Tycoon. And I hope you guys are having a great day, and I love you so much. Bye.